Alright, thank you for the follow, Mexican Leaf. Okay, so we're back down here in the kiln of the first flame. Hello, I've learned recently that I can change the color of my bird and its beak at any time. We're back down here in the kiln of the first flames. I offered all of the Lord's souls that have outlived their usefulness to the Lord vessel, and the door opened. Then we passed through this spooky hallway where the ghosts of these Black Knights are wandering. Now, remember what I told you guys earlier, that the Black Knights followed Lord Gwyn here when he linked the first flame. And the Black Knights were engulfed in the fire, and they were turned into spirits that just wander the rest of the world for all eternity, and that's what we're seeing here in this hallway. The spirits of the Black Knights on to their next destination. And then we come down here, and here we are in the kiln of the first flame. This is where the fire that birthed the entire world was kept. Inside that kiln is Lord Gwyn. Gwyn, who started civilization when he took on the dragons and usurped the world from their control. Gwyn, the father of so many gods that we've met along the way. Gwyn, who fought against demons and the dark. It's finally time. We've taken down every other significant person in this entire world. And only Gwyn remains. Moon level. Usurped. Usurped reminds me of You Inked from Finding Nemo. By the way, in this area, as you're about to see, is one of every kind of Black Knight, and they respawn. So if you ever wanted a particular Black Knight weapon and they didn't drop it earlier in the game, you can farm here, and they respawn. So you can just keep beating these guys up over and over again until you get the Black Knight item you want. And the Black Knight weapons are pretty decent. So it is something I recommend doing, especially before you're gonna reset the game. I might actually try and pick up the Great Sword and the Sword before we go. So I might do some runs around here. That might be the Dark Soul side of the moon. That might be neat. Oh, I did it! The way he was facing made it look like I didn't get that parry, but I heard the sound. Oh, no. Ooh. Well, I'm not getting his item this time. Look at this place. And here, for all those who want it, the Black Knight armor. Which is actually quite good. Where is it? You stabbed him directly in the crotch. Well, I mean, I'm going for the kill. Black Knight armor. Armor of the Black Knights who haunt Lordran. The knights followed Lord Gwyn when he departed to link the fire, but they were burned to ash in the newly kindled flame, wandering the world as disembodied spirits ever after. This is some of my favorite armor in the game. I can never find a helmet that works with it, though. But it's so good. Actually, the Paladin helm isn't that bad. It's a little weird. Maybe next time. Actually, putting on a piece of the Black Knight stuff wouldn't be the worst idea I've ever had. Because Gwyn's sword deals a lot of fire damage, you see. Having some fire resistance, that'd be helpful. +4, +1. Oh, here's how the helm looks, by the way. I think it looks pretty sweet. It's all cracked. It's in much worse condition than the Silver Knight helm. Krista! What's popping, Krista? Have you considered the mummified maraca? Or the one that lets you roll to damage people. Actually, the one that lets you roll to damage people is not a bad combo, I don't think. Krista and Cheese. What's poppin'? We're in the last area of the game. Yeah, that's not the worst, actually. Oh, I'm sorry, Krista. Cheese, I don't run ads. So those are them there jolly good Twitch ads you're getting. Here we go. Put my shiny gold armor back on. We are in the last area of the game. I'm talking about the lore. The best comparison I can make is Zeus from Greek mythology. So imagine Zeus. As the end of the world was starting to dawn, Zeus came down here, and he linked the first flame with his own soul. You can actually... I guess he hasn't loaded in yet. He linked the first flame with his own soul, and the explosion that came out is why this area is ashy and burned, and you look so cool. Thank you. Ashy and cool. Charred. That's how strong Lord Gwyn's soul was. And the last things left living in this place are the disembodied spirits of Gwyn's knights. Gwyn's black knights, that is. Well, guess I'm not getting the axe this time. Indian food leftovers, oh my. The problem with eating lots of foods from different cultures is that they often include meat. And that's a problem for me. I got 2 of the Black Knight halberd. Are you for real? Did we ever confess our love to the tooth snake? No. No, the tooth snake is creepy. Krista, have you seen the tooth snake? What about you, Cheese? Who here hasn't seen the tooth snake? Oh, oops. I'm in the wrong thing. What a humane boy. Come on, hands up. Who hasn't seen the tooth snake? I have not seen the tooth snake. Jim hasn't seen the tooth snake. Krista hasn't seen the tooth snake. Cheese hasn't seen the tooth snake. That's the tooth snake. Vincent hasn't seen the tooth snake.
Oh. The Lord Vessel is satiated. Magnificent. You are the righteous successor to Gwyn, the new great lord, and I am King Seeker no more. Your acquaintance was an honor. I must admit, I am fond of you humans. May you enjoy serendipity, and may the age of fire perpetuate.
See, now here's what's weird. He's bestowing all these honors on you, right? He's hyping this up to be like, this is your final leg of the journey. And he says, I am pleased to have made your acquaintance. That sounds like something you'd say to someone as they're gonna die. Because Frampt knows that to link the fire, we're gonna die. Our character is going to become naught but ash in the flame. This is what Tooth Snake looks like upright. Ugh. Nasty. Anywho. We have some grim business ahead of us, actually. I don't want to do this. He gave you a kiss instead. I don't want to do this, but we are approaching New Game Plus. And part of that means that the NPCs will respawn. And since I don't need some of these NPCs anymore... since I don't need some of these NPCs anymore. I'll just be taking them for myself. Soul of a Daughter of Chaos. Firekeeper of Quelaag's domain. A Firekeeper's soul is a draw for humanity, and held within their bosoms, below just a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. To her, the countless eggs which appeared were cradles for each tiny humanity. So, Quelaag's sister laid eggs for every humanity that she was given. And this whole place is covered in egg sacs. So, Quelaag brought her sister a lot of humanity. Now, who else don't I know?
Fram, that you have agreed
Oh.
to link the fire. I thank you sincerely. Finally, the curse of the undead will be lifted, and I can die human. I am powerless, but I will do all that I can. Please, save us all.
Frampt
Please.
has told the people that we haven't killed. Frampt has told the people that we're going to link the fire and that will undo the undead curse. One of the interesting things about this game is that we're never going to get to see if that's true or not. Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 both have undead, but Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 both establish that the undead curse is a thing that comes and goes. It's not something that always is, it appears. Whom else don't I need? We already have the Dark Moon Nidus' soul. I don't need to kill Guinevere because we killed Gwendolyn. Honor of Chaos. I got the Stone Dragon Tail. Chasm of... Rhea. Rhea. We need to see what else Rhea has. In terms of miracles. For too long, he's killed innocent souls. Now you hold on here. I killed maybe a couple friendly NPCs. And it was in the name of progress. Rag points are worth less than the paper they're printed on. Your society is in shambles. He's basically Arthas. I mean, I do what I must.
I was wondering when you might return. It is a great relief to see you. Now let us speak of miracles.
She does not have much left.
Then be safe. Farewell, Varianox.
I hate that I have to do what I'm about to do. Let me camp all my points away, please. No. No. So, interesting thing about Rhea. Once you buy all of the items from an NPC, they move on. Or in Logan's case, once you advance the story enough. Which reminds me, I need to buy from Griggs, too.
Oh, there you are. Master Logan has left on his own again. It seems that he is still determined to find the famed regal archives in Anor Londo. I intend to search for him. Only before I leave, there is one thing I wish to do. You see, Master Logan has left most of his books. With them, I could teach you Logan sorcery. You have done much to assist me. Before I leave on this journey, I will teach you all that Logan has to share.
I don't think I have enough to buy him out, but I'll do my best. Oh yeah, I don't have enough for Soul Spear. That's a problem. I need 70,000 souls.
All right, that'll do it. May we meet?
Ideas for Christmas baking this year. That sounds fun. Hashtag NPCs are people too. Krista, it'll be okay. I promise. Do I have soul? I've got Manus' soul. Might have to pass on buying him out. I don't know if I feel like grinding that much. But anyway, we do need to go to the Duke's archives anyway. There are two things I need to get done here. Grind, please, for the stream. You guys aren't going to be happy. I'm just telling you that right now. If I do what you're asking, it's going to make you sad.
Hello there. I was expecting you. This place is truly magnificent. More than expected even. As promised, I shall share the new sorceries with you. And the secret of Seath's immortality.
So, if you come and rescue Logan before you fight Seath, he actually tells you how to beat the boss. I hate being happy anyway. That NPC had a family. A lot of them did.
The secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were imprisoned, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death.
Neat glitch there.
It is an effect of the primordial crystal, a sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons. So only by destroying the primordial crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. And it so happens, the primordial crystal is in the inner garden of these very archives, the Crystal Forest. The tomes stored in these archives are truly magnificent, a great pool of knowledge, the fruits of superior wisdom and an unquenchable desire for the truth. Some would say Seath had an unsound fixation. But his work is a beautiful, invaluable resource. All progress demands sacrifice, and I certainly bear no antipathy for that wonderful, scaleless beast.
So even though Seath is objectively psychotic, taking and abducting women from across the world to experiment on them, and imprisoning people in his giant magic library, Logan doesn't feel any ill will towards him. Because Seath created sorcery, and Seath's knowledge, well.
But you undead. What's it? What the other one first?
Logan's starting to lose it. Seath was driven crazy by the things that he learned, and Logan's following suit. If you buy out... I'm not going to do this, because I don't have time to buy all of his items, and I don't intend on using sorcery anyway. But if you buy out all of Logan's items, he goes crazy. He takes off all his clothes except his hat. He goes to the original boss room where we fought Seath, and he attacks you. He doesn't go hollow, because he doesn't look like beef jerky. He just gets naked and shoots magic at you, and he's quite genuinely lost his itty-bitty little mind. Can you steal his hat? Only if I buy out all his stuff. If I kill him when he's not insane, I don't get the hat. But I can get another hat, which you've just reminded me of. I need to think. How do I get back to life, back to reality? I forget how to get around in here. Please make him do that. Oh, it costs so many souls. And I was gonna do Griggs too, but once again, heck it. Griggs will go into Sen's fortress to try and get up here to Anno Londo himself. But Griggs might be a skilled sneak, or a spook, or whatever it is they refer to as, the magic spies as, I mean. Griggs is a very good magic spy, but Griggs is not the best in combat, and he ends up going hollow in Sen's fortress. And we put him down too. So Zigmeyer falls to his daughter Zigland. We saved Solaire at least, and we didn't tell Laurentius to go after Quaylana. So Quaylana and Solaire are alive. Frampt is unfortunately alive. Ingvard should be somewhere in Firelink Shrine, but I don't know if I followed his quest enough. And by that I mean talk to him after I beat the Four Kings. But Ingvard should still be alive. The crestfallen warrior is dead. Griggs and Logan will both go insane. Oh, by the way, to answer your question, Vincent, Frampt is unkillable. Frampt is an invincible entity. He cannot be hurt by any means. No mortal nor magic could ever scratch his hide. Who else? We're about to find Rhea. Vince and Nico died in the pit. Patches is alive. Quaylana is alive. Zigland has gone back to Katarina. No, Vincent, you're gone, man. I killed you. I don't believe you. Wait, about what? Oh. Weapon at risk? What? Good thing I have 71 repair powders. I can't think of anyone else. Oh. Yes, I see. Anyway, we have to find Ray in here, but I can't remember where she ends up exactly. Your helmet has a HUD to let you know your weapon is at risk. It sure does, buddy boy. I couldn't get anything done without my magic helmet. He's speaking to us from beyond the grave. Has anyone else here seen, this is from way back in the day, Mickey's House of Mouse? It used to be on the Disney Channel. Anybody? Or is it just me? Where do hollows go to die? Typically they die on the spot. Like, Oscar, the knight who let us out of our cell at the beginning of the game. He died his final death in the Undead Asylum, and he stays there for the whole rest of the game. Where do they go after death? Well, no one knows what an afterlife is like in Dark Souls. No, not Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Mickey's House of Mouse. What a weird interjection. No one knows what the afterlife is like in Dark Souls. It's not even sure if there is one. There is reincarnation, or there's implied to be. But a hollow that dies just doesn't resurrect. It's, not clear if it's because there's just nothing left, or if they've just run out of fuel for their own fires, but... Ray is gone. And yeah, Dark Souls 3 has the Unkindled, which brings the undead that sacrifice themselves to the first flame, but aren't strong enough to keep the fire going. So they just end up burned as ash. Dark Souls 3 brings them back to life. This is the lady we were just buying miracles from in the church. Once you buy everything she's got, something happens to her. It's not clear if she leaves or if she gets kidnapped in the church, but at some point, one of the channelers nabs her and brings her up here, and she's got no more friends, she's got no more purpose, no one to teach any miracles to, and she goes hollow here in this cell. We saved her from the Tomb of the Giants, but... I'm sorry, Rhea. Medium for casting miracles of the gods. Ivory talismans are granted only to female clerics, and their value is affected dramatically by their owner's faith. Rhea was one of the most devout characters in the entire game. Like, Solaire levels of devout. It's how much she believed in the way of the white. But we have a boss attempt to do, and I'm gonna need a little help to do it. We've lost a lot of friends in this journey of ours, but I went out of my way. I went above and beyond to make sure that someone makes it to the end with us, and we're gonna call on them for help now. Frampt, take me back.
Very well.
No, not Griggs. We arrested the Lord Vessel. No, not Frampt. I'll give you all one hint. We're gonna bring the big wolf from earlier back. Yo, I'm trying to do a narrative. Trying to bring this wonderful... It's definitely not loading. Look how much stronger we are now. Black Knight Sword. Alright, that's all I wanted. I demand we summon Fram to fight Gwyn. They were friends! Woo! I think he was starting to spell out Frampt with his body there. Y'all. Can't even believe y'all. Ow. Well, that's one less Estus Flask I get to take into the fight with me. Where are we? Home. This is the kiln of the first flame, Vincent. This is where Gwyn sacrificed himself to keep the fire lit. Frampt could just eat Gwyn and we'd be golden. Wait. No, you fools. Well, we can choose to be the new Gwyn if we want. Solaire, my friend. Let's do it together, pal. Defo did not. Ow. Don't fall, Solaire, please. See you on Streamer Fails. Okay, guys, I'll be straight with you. The reason why Frampt can't come is because he's too sad that the game is gonna be over soon. And he's crying, and he doesn't want the stream to see him cry, so he asked me to bring Solaire instead of him. So that's why we have this guy and not Toothsnake. I hope you guys can understand Toothsnake's feelings. It's really important to him that he keeps up his image. 3 Black Knight Halberds! Why Solaire, not anyone else? Everyone else is dead. Except for Laurentius, Ingvard, Quailana, Griggs, Logan, and Anastasia. Wait. I forgot an item. Why didn't you save them? I'm a terrible person. Hang on. I have to send Solaire home. There's an item that... I'm not saying I'm going to get this on my first try, but if I were to beat it, I wouldn't be able to go back and get it, and I really like the item. So I'm gonna send Solaire home real quick. And then I need to go home. I'm going home. I would like that comment if I had the ability to. Get Framp's father's father grants. Oh, I know why. It's because the / triggers commands. Or it can trigger commands. My phone died. Well, welcome back, Cheese. We haven't attempted the boss yet. There's an item I have to get before we go into New Game Plus. What item is it? You'll see. The witch hat and the witch cloak are the most important things out of this. But Beatrice's catalyst is pretty good too. Catalyst belonging to Beatrice, the rogue witch, contrasts with Vinheim catalyst, so Beatrice wasn't a student of the Dragon School like Logan and Griggs are. This ancient catalyst shows signs of being used for age-old sorceries. It has passed the hands of many generations to get here. Skirt from... oh, whoops. Cloak of the Rogue Witch Beatrice. Almost all magic users that employ catalysts studied at the Dragon School, but Beatrice is one of the few exceptions. She braved the abyss but did not live to tell of her ordeal. It's a girl's armor set, though. Almost all magic users employ a wand studied at the Dragon School. But Beatrice is one of the few exceptions. Yeah, let Ragtter wear what he wants to. I actually do really like this hat. I wear this on my sorcerer character. I just wish that the brim of the hat had physics. Like when you rolled and stuff, the hat would bounce. But this is my favorite hat in the game. It's got a nice wide brim, and it's tall and pointy. Plus, I like wizards, so... You're a girl's armor set. So should we take, No, wait. I think the Paladin's helm has better fire resistance. It has better everything. Except it's heavier. Hat not bouncy enough, 3 out of 10. Whoops. Looked at the chat, wasn't looking at the... I have to scrim. So how you doing? Slytherin! Now my character is, probably a Ravenclaw? No, he's not that smart, he's more faithful. Which one's Faith? Gryffindor? It's either Gryffindor or Hufflepuff. Krista's got it. I'm more of a Hufflepuff. According to Pottermore, I myself am a Ravenclaw. We're all Hufflepuffs here. Wake up.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well...
I need to check Pottermore. God, you are disgusting.
Very well.
Hush. Right, back to business. Let's take a quiz on Facebook to find out real quick. Ravenclaw supremacy. What's wrong with him? As in, like, why do I dislike him? Or why is he weird? The answer to why I dislike him is that he makes gross sounds in my headphones. And his textures make him look creepy. I mean, his textures don't. It's not. His design makes him look creepy, but his textures are even worse. Like, he's all veiny, and his teeth are gross, and his eyes are friggin' potted out. Bloodshot is the word I was looking for. Framed has no flaw. I didn't say it was a flaw, I just said it was gross. Gross doesn't have to be bad. Don't put words in my mouth. Yo. Whoa! Not wasting a humanity on you, buddy. Framped is the kind of guy you would want your daughter to date. Yeah, because I know he wouldn't get her pregnant. Try to make a pizza in a blender. Oh, in blender. That's hard work. I want to go back to donuts. Now, come on. Come on, Jim. If you want to grow as an artist, you got to move on to pizza. Come on. Everyone encourage Jim. Tell him to make pizza. I read that is in a blender, too. I'm glad it wasn't just me. Most people do, don't worry. Ah, clever. Hide with your back up against the wall. I saw your donuts today. They were nice. They were very nice. Bloodshot is what I'm naming my blunderbuss filled with syringes. Our mentalist, seek help. Embrace the Lord. Seek help. Right. Sorry about that earlier, Solar. I had to go get a wizard's hat. It was important. Donuts! Okay. We got Solar back. Let us praise the sun salute. And now we're on our way. This boss is really easy if you're good at parrying, but I stink at parrying, so we'll have to see. He is, by the way, I think one of the only bosses in this whole game that can be parried, if not the only. Don't you touch him! If you have someone known as the donut making guy, you'll never have to stress over making something like pizza ever again. Nice job, Solar. Solar, I'm gonna pretend you didn't aim that at me. For the sake of our friendship. Okay, guys. Here we go. This is for all the marbles. This is for Zigmeyer and Zigland. For Laurentius. For Quelaag and her sister. For Anastasia. For the crestfallen warrior. For Gwendolyn. The Dark Moon Knightus. For Griggs and Logan. For Rhea, Vince, and Nico. For Patches. For everyone that couldn't make it here. It's time to change destiny. Thank you, Solaire. Best friend a guy could ask for, man. Couldn't have done it all without you. For Solaire. That was the last boss. That was the guy who beat the dragons. That was the guy who started modern civilization. That was the guy who fought the demons and changed the dark so that it was a weak and feeble thing. That guy is the reason that we have everything we have in this game. But he gave all of himself to make a fire that made this. To keep the light in the world going. Until someone like us could come along and replace him. That wasn't the same guy. That was like a shadow. A husk. A small piece of a great man. But now we have a choice. Do we inherit the fire and become kindling of our own? Or do we embrace the dark and lead in an era of men? Yo, Jason, what's poppin'? Jason, did you happen to catch any of that boss fight? Link the flame. See, here's what we know. Kindle it, it's what Frampt would want. It's what Frampt does want. Here's the thing. Men are born of the dark, and it's what separates us from every other living thing. And the dark isn't bad, but we've seen what it can do in extremes. But the fire is what we've known all our lives. And some people do seem to be quite genuinely happy under it. If we keep the fire going, we get more of the same. But if we change the way the world works, who knows what could happen? But we're not the first undead to come out of the asylum, so who's to say someone won't just come along and try this again? Is it pointless? Darkness or fire? A new age of man will be born under the dark. Garrett, I don't like change. Come on, everybody. Everybody in the chat. Lurkers or otherwise, I need your input. What would you do? Darkness or fire? Light it. Link the flame. Be grossly incandescent for Solaire. Super hot fire. Light it. Solaire believed in the sun. Solaire made it all this way with just his faith. For a world with more people like Solaire, I'll link the fire. That's it, guys. We beat Dark Souls. My favorite game of all time. We did it. We just gave our body and our soul to the fire to act as fuel and keep the light in the world lit for just a while longer. We did it. We beat every single boss in the game. Each and every one. The hidden ones, the optional ones, the DLC. We beat them all. We made and lost a lot of friends along the way. We struggled at some parts. But in the end, determination won out. We finally did. I was impressed with the game. That makes me happy, Train Lover. Like I said, I love this game. It's got flaws, but gosh dang it. Oh, it puts a warm feeling in my belly to get here every single time. Does the Tooth Snake come back in any of the next games? Now that's a funny thing to ask, actually. Oh, by the way, pretty good run overall. Not enough to beat your PB, but you'll get there once you get a little more consistent. It'll be a while before we pick up a Souls game again. So the Tooth Snake kind of becomes a mythological creature. They are not actively seen in the next games, but they're alluded to a lot. And the things that they apparently get up to, the implications are pretty crazy. I was mostly impressed with the game, minus the rushed parts. The rushed parts always hurt me to have to play through. Because they stand out so much more against an otherwise excellent game. But, I mean, that was a treat. That was a genuine treat to be able to share this experience with you guys. I love the character that we made. I've never had a Faith character before, so that was fun. We got to use Dark Moon Blade, and then Sunlight Blade, and Wrath of the Gods, and we threw lightning sometimes. That was dope. I saved Solaire, which I didn't do my first time around. This was good. I like this game quite a bit, and I thoroughly enjoyed the playthrough. Thank you, Tyler. The rush parts hurt me, and this isn't my favorite game. I can only imagine your pain. It's pretty bad. 10 out of 10. Thanks, Krista. Now I got a little surprise for you guys once these credits stop rolling. Thank you, Jason. I prefer you. Check this out.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world.
That's right, boys and girls. New Game Plus puts you right back at the start of the game with all your stuff. Every last bit of it. It's so good! So every New Game Plus cycle increases the health and the damage of every enemy in the game. Oscar. And now, let's end on a high note, and let's get out of the asylum. Let's get back to Firelink Shrine the way it's supposed to be. How does this work lore-wise? It doesn't. It's just a way, because the end of the game kills your character. They have this New Game Plus feature so that you can keep playing with the same character, pretty much. What happens if you don't sacrifice yourself? We can look that up on YouTube. I'll show you guys. I'm not taking it anymore! Real quick, like. Let's go talk to Oscar. What? What? Shoot me again! Shoot me again! I dare you! Bring it on! Okay, I still can't poise through the ball.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, but perhaps there was an old saying in my family.
Thou who art undead art chosen. Thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope
in my heart.
I deliver it better.
No.
My Patronus is my dog. I love it. Now we play all the way through the game again to get the other ending. No. I'm gonna jump onto YouTube real quick so we can see the other ending.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Yo, what's up, Ken? Ken, you literally just missed us beating the game. We've been kicked into New Game Plus. It's over. I'm sorry. So one super duper neat thing is that the bonfires retain how far you kindle them. So we got this to give us 20 Estus flasks. It's gonna keep giving us 20 Estus flasks. Anyway, we got some levels. 40 decks. And that was Dark Souls, everybody! Every boss in the game. All of them. Every last one. We did it. All of us together. Like a family. Real quick, though.